Imagine waking up one day and realizing your whole life has been a race you didn't even want to run. Every sunrise felt like a deadline. Every evening was exhaustion, and your dreams got buried beneath stress and endless work. But what if I told you that life can be different? That you can retire earlier than you think and live a vibrant, joyful life well beyond 120 years? It's not a fantasy. It's entirely possible. And today, I'm going to tell you how. Let me take you on a journey, a story about Sarah. She was once caught in that relentless grind too. Working long hours, pushing through stress, watching days blur into nights, feeling like time was slipping through her fingers. Sarah was convinced that long life meant long suffering, that the older she got, the weaker and more tired she'd become. She believed 80 was a good age, 90 was a miracle. But what if the story we tell ourselves is wrong? One morning, after a particularly tough night of insomnia and anxiety, Sarah stumbled upon an old journal from her grandmother. The pages were yellowed, the handwriting shaky but full of wisdom. Her grandmother had lived to 105, full of energy, with a smile that never faded. She wrote about how she found simple ways to keep her body and mind alive and young, ways that anyone could follow. It wasn't magic, it was choices. That moment changed everything for Sarah. She realized living past 120 wasn't about luck or genes. It was about the everyday decisions she made, the habits she built, and the mindset she nurtured. The same choices her grandmother made, repeated every day, turned into a life bursting with vitality and joy. And if Sarah could do it, so can you. Now, imagine yourself 5, 10, even 20 years from now. Not tired, not worn down, but energized. Not just alive, but thriving. Imagine spending more time with the people you love, doing things you truly enjoy. The world isn't waiting for you to retire at 65 and then hope to catch a few good years. No, you can start now, living a life so full and so rich that 120 years isn't just a dream. It's a milestone you cross with a smile. What's the secret? It's not hidden in some expensive supplement or mysterious therapy. It's in small, daily acts of kindness towards your own body and mind. In simple foods that heal, in moving your body in ways that awaken every cell, and in quiet moments that recharge your spirit. Sarah began by changing how she thought about aging. She stopped fearing it. Instead, she embraced the possibilities. She learned that age is just a number. What matters is the quality of each day. And every day is a chance to rewrite your story. She swapped processed meals for vibrant plates full of nature's colors. She started walking in the morning sunlight, feeling the warmth on her skin, letting it fill her with energy. She took time to laugh, to breathe deeply, to connect with friends and family. And she made peace with rest, knowing that true strength comes from balance, not exhaustion. Slowly, she noticed the changes. Her mind sharpened, her energy soared, and her spirit lifted. She wasn't just adding years to her life, she was adding life to her years. And here's the beautiful part. You don't have to wait for some big event to start this. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. It's about those small moments, those tiny steps that build a foundation for a long, joyful life. Imagine the stories you'll tell, the memories you'll create, the sunsets you'll watch well into your 120s. Imagine the legacy you'll leave, not just in years, but in the quality of living those years brought. This is your story waiting to be written. And living beyond 120 years, it's easier than you think. It's a piece of cake. Once you know how. Are you ready to stop running a race you didn't sign up for? To step into a life where longevity meets joy and purpose? Because the secret is not hidden. It's inside you, waiting to be discovered, one choice at a time. Keep watching, because next, we'll dive into the real steps that can turn this vision into your reality. And trust me, it's simpler than you ever imagined. I'm over 60, still working more than 15 hours a day. Not for fame, not for money, but for you. While others rest, I keep going, with a tired body but a hopeful heart. If this touched you even a little, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know this effort, this pain, isn't in vain. Why retiring early isn't just about money. It's about time. We often think retirement means having enough savings. But the real currency is time. Time to heal, time to rediscover joy, time to build the life you truly want. Sarah's story didn't end when she left her job. It actually began there. Early retirement wasn't just a financial milestone. It was her chance to reclaim what years of stress had stolen. Suddenly, she had mornings that weren't rushed, evenings that weren't filled with exhaustion, and days that felt like a gift rather than a burden. She spent her retirement traveling, not just crossing places off a list, but reconnecting deeply with the world around her. She revisited old friendships, sat for hours in quiet cafes with people she loved, and let herself be present in moments that once slipped by unnoticed. More than that, she took care of her health in ways she never could before. Daily walks became a ritual, simple yet powerful. The feel of fresh air on her face, the steady rhythm of her footsteps, the way her body woke up and came alive. It was a small miracle happening every day. Meditation entered her life, too, not as some complicated task, but as a moment to breathe, to listen, and to settle the mind. Her meals transformed into celebrations of color and flavor, fresh vegetables, nuts, berries, and foods that nourished her cells instead of weighing her down. Over the years, something remarkable happened. Her energy returned like a tide rising after a long drought. Her mind sharpened, cutting through the fog that had dulled her thoughts. And laughter, it became her new soundtrack. She laughed with a freedom she hadn't felt in decades. Here's the secret you need to understand. Your body is built to heal, to thrive, to renew itself. But it needs your permission, your time, and your patience to do that. When you retire early, not just from work, but from the stress and habits that age you prematurely, you give your body the chance to work its magic. The earlier you start this process, the more you win. Every day you gift yourself in health and freedom multiplies your chances to live beyond 120 with energy and joy. So don't wait for some distant, right time. Start now, and watch how life begins to stretch out before you, full of possibilities you never thought you'd have. The 8 signs you should retire earlier than you think. Sometimes life sends quiet signals, whispers you might overlook in the chaos, until one day, they grow loud enough to shake your very core. These signs aren't just warnings. They're your soul's way of telling you it's time to stop, pause, and rethink, to step away from a life that's draining you before it's too late. Let me walk you through them, because if any of these hit close to home, it's your moment. 1. You dread Monday mornings more than anything else. Imagine it. Sunday evening arrives, the light fading softly outside your window. But inside, a storm brews. Your chest tightens, anxiety creeps in, and you feel a cold pit deep in your stomach. Not from hunger, Not from sadness, but from knowing tomorrow will drag you back into a world you no longer belong to. This dread isn't just stress. It's a loud alarm bell. Your spirit is screaming. Life isn't meant to feel like a sentence. Every week shouldn't begin with a countdown to misery. You deserve mornings that wake you with excitement, not fear. If Sunday nights steal your peace, it's time to listen. Because living like that, week after week, year after year, steals more than your joy. It steals your life. 2. Your health is showing cracks, constant fatigue, headaches, or unexplained pain. Your body is a miracle machine, designed to heal, adapt, and regenerate. But it's also painfully honest. When it starts sending signals like exhaustion that never fades, headaches that won't quit, or pains with no clear cause, it's trying to speak. Think of your health as a friend sending you messages, soft at first, then louder, begging you to stop and take notice. Waiting for a full-blown crisis isn't bravery, it's risk. Sarah ignored these signs for years, pushing through the pain. Only when her body forced a halt did she understand. Early retirement wasn't just about money, it was about saving her health, her life. 3. You've lost passion for your work. There was a time when work made your heart beat faster, when ideas sparked your mind and challenges excited you. But now, it's like carrying a weight you didn't ask for. You drag yourself through each day, waiting for it to be over. The spark is gone. This isn't laziness or weakness, it's a quiet surrender. When the thing that used to define your purpose becomes a daily grind, it's a sign. Life is too precious to spend trapped in a job that drains you. Finding your passion again might mean stepping away, not pushing harder. 4. You feel disconnected from loved ones. Remember the last time you truly laughed with your family? The last dinner you shared without checking your phone? The last hug that felt like it could heal every wound? If those moments are rare, slipping further into memories, something's wrong. Work should never cost you the relationships that anchor your happiness. Missing birthdays, anniversaries, quiet talks, these losses don't come back. Early retirement isn't running away. It's running toward what matters most. 5. You find yourself daydreaming about what-if scenarios, travel, hobbies, or just peace. Maybe you catch yourself staring out the window, imagining walking along a quiet beach, painting again, or finally picking up that guitar gathering dust. Those what-if moments aren't distractions. They're your soul whispering its deepest desires. Every day spent ignoring them is a day lost. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to believe those dreams can be real. 6. You're financially prepared or can adjust your lifestyle. Retirement isn't about a fat bank account or luxury cars. It's about freedom, the freedom to say yes to life on your own terms. Even if your savings aren't perfect, or your lifestyle modest, small changes can unlock big freedoms. Downsizing, simplifying, focusing on what truly matters, these aren't sacrifices. They're investments in your future self. 7. You crave a slower pace and deeper meaning. In a world obsessed with speed and achievement, craving stillness is revolutionary. Maybe you're tired of endless meetings, constant emails, or the rush that steals moments. You want mornings that start with calm, afternoons that hold space for reflection, and evenings filled with purpose, not exhaustion. That craving is your heart calling you home. 8. You want to live long, but more importantly, live well. Longevity isn't about clocking years, it's about the quality woven through them. It's waking up energized, sharing stories with friends, feeling your body move with ease, and your mind stay sharp. It's not just surviving, it's thriving. If your dream is more than just adding candles to a cake, but filling every year with joy and health, listen closely. Early retirement isn't an end. It's a new beginning. These signs aren't just hints. They're a roadmap pointing you toward a life you deserve, a life beyond exhaustion, beyond regrets, beyond limits. When you recognize them, don't hesitate. The best chapters of your story might just be waiting beyond the office door. I'm over 60, still working more than 15 hours a day. Not for fame, not for money, but for you. While others rest, I keep going with a tired body but a hopeful heart. If this touched you even a little, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Let me know this pain isn't in vain. Why living past 120 years is within reach. You might be thinking, 120 years? That sounds impossible. But what if I told you it's not just a dream or science fiction? It's a reality for many people around the world. People just like you and me. Let me tell you about the blue zones. These are rare pockets on our planet where people consistently live past 100 years. Not just alive, but thriving, full of energy, joy, and purpose. Places like Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, and Loma Linda in California. These aren't isolated miracles. They're communities with lifestyles and secrets that science has begun to uncover. So, what makes these zones different? What's their secret sauce? First, strong social bonds. In these communities, people don't live in isolation. They have deep, meaningful relationships, family, friends, neighbors. They gather often, share meals, support each other through thick and thin. This sense of belonging isn't just nice, it's life-extending. Studies show that people with strong social connections live longer and happier lives. Sarah, after retiring, made it a priority to rebuild these bonds. She joined community groups, reconnected with old friends, and opened her home to laughter and love. Second, a plant-based diet dominates. Meals are vibrant, colorful, packed with vegetables, legumes, nuts, and fruits. Meat, when eaten, is a small part of the diet. These foods flood the body with antioxidants and nutrients that fight inflammation and protect cells from aging. Sarah gradually shifted her eating habits, embracing whole foods, savoring fresh vegetables and wholesome grains. She noticed her energy soared, her mind cleared, and her health improved. Third, regular, natural movement is part of everyday life. It's not about pounding the treadmill for hours, but living in a way that keeps the body active naturally. Walking, gardening, dancing, doing chores. Movement is woven into their daily rhythm. Sarah started with simple morning walks and later added gentle stretching and gardening. This constant, gentle activity kept her body strong and flexible. Finally, there's a sense of purpose, what Okinawans call ikigai, the reason to wake up in the morning. It's something deeply personal, a hobby, caring for family, a cause, or simply the joy of learning. This purpose fuels motivation and happiness. Sarah found hers in painting and volunteering, waking each day excited about what she could create or contribute. By weaving these habits into her daily life after retirement, Sarah transformed herself. At 80, she didn't feel old. She felt younger than she had in decades. Her body moved with ease. Her mind stayed sharp, and her heart was full. Living past 120 isn't some far-off fantasy reserved for a lucky few. It's a path paved by choices. Choices you can start making today. These blue zone secrets aren't hidden. They're waiting for you to claim them. Imagine your own life, not just longer, but fuller, richer, filled with connection, health, and purpose. That's the true power of living beyond 120. And the best part? You don't have to wait for retirement to start. Every step you take toward these habits is a step toward your own blue zone life. The emotional cost of delaying retirement, let's be honest. Choosing to retire early isn't easy. It's terrifying. Fear creeps in like a shadow. Fear of what others will think. Fear of financial uncertainty. Fear of losing the identity you've built over decades. We tell ourselves, I can't stop now, or I need to keep going for the sake of stability. But here's the secret no one talks about loud enough. Staying stuck in a job that drains you doesn't just cost money. It costs memories. It costs moments you will never get back. Think about it. Every missed birthday. Every forgotten school play, every quiet evening lost to exhaustion is a fragment of life slipping away. Sarah's daughter once told me, Mom's best years weren't during her career, they were after she left work. That's when she became a person I admired, not just a paycheck. The transformation wasn't just physical, it was emotional. A mother who was present, joyful, and full of life. The emotional toll of delaying retirement is real. It weighs on your spirit, steals your joy, and dims the light that once shone bright. Choosing to retire earlier is choosing to reclaim those moments, to fill your life with memories that last far beyond any job title. The promise of a joyful, long life. Retiring early isn't quitting. It's choosing to live life on your own terms, to greet mornings with the sun on your face, spend afternoons wrapped in laughter with those you love, and end evenings with peace in your heart. Sarah's story isn't unique. It's a story being rewritten by thousands every day. People discovering that retirement isn't the end, but a new beginning, a gateway to health, happiness, and a life that stretches well beyond a century. Imagine waking up each day knowing you have the time, energy, and freedom to do what truly matters. Imagine living long, not just in years, but in joy, purpose, and connection. That promise is real, and it's waiting for you. Practical steps to prepare for early retirement and longevity now. Here's where the dream meets reality. You don't need to be a millionaire or have some secret formula to retire early and live beyond 120. It all begins with simple, smart choices, steps anyone can take, starting today. First, reduce your debt. Debt is like invisible chains holding you back. Paying it down frees your mind and your money. Every dollar you clear brings you closer to freedom. Second, simplify your expenses. Living smaller, with less clutter and fewer distractions, create space for what truly matters. It's not about sacrifice, it's about clarity. When your spending aligns with your values, you build a life that supports your goals. Third, invest wisely. This isn't about risky bets or complicated schemes. It's about steady, thoughtful decisions that grow your resources while protecting you. Even small, consistent investments can build a solid foundation over time. Fourth, and this might be the most important, prioritize your health as your greatest asset. Your body and mind are the vessels that carry you through this long journey. Nourish them with wholesome food, movement, and rest. Protect them with mindfulness and care. And here's a secret often overlooked. Practice gratitude daily. Gratitude rewires your brain for joy, resilience, and peace. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, every moment becomes richer. Sarah made these changes step by step. She didn't try to do it all at once. She simply started. And that's all it takes. The road to early retirement and a long, vibrant life isn't a sprint, it's a journey. The science of aging backwards. For the longest time, aging was seen as an unstoppable force, a one-way street we all had to travel. But modern science is rewriting that story, revealing something incredible. We can actually influence how we age, and even turn back the clock on ourselves. At the heart of this discovery are tiny structures called telomeres. Think of them as the protective caps at the ends of your DNA strands, the shoelace tips that keep your genetic code from unraveling. Each time your cells divide, these telomeres get a little shorter. When they become too short, cells age and die. This is a key driver of aging and related diseases. Here's the game changer. Studies now show that with the right lifestyle, telomeres can actually lengthen or at least slow their shortening. That means your body can maintain youthful function longer, keeping your cells healthier, your organs stronger, and your mind sharper. Sarah learned about this and made intentional changes. She started with meditation, a simple daily practice that lowered her stress levels. Stress, as it turns out, accelerates telomere shortening. By calming her mind, she helped her cells hold on to their protective caps longer. She also overhauled her diet, focusing on anti-inflammatory foods rich in antioxidants, berries, leafy greens, nuts, and healthy fats. Inflammation is like slow-burning fire inside your body that damages cells and wears down your telomeres. By putting out that fire with nutritious food, Sarah's body healed from the inside out. Alongside this, she embraced regular, gentle movement, walking, stretching, and mindful breathing that stimulated circulation and cellular repair. Over months, Sarah noticed remarkable changes. The chronic aches and foggy brain that had plagued her faded away. She woke up feeling refreshed. Her energy soared, and her focus sharpened. These weren't just feelings, they were reflections of her body aging more slowly, even reversing damage at a cellular level. This isn't a myth or a lucky break. It's science, and it's a choice. Aging backwards isn't about chasing youth desperately. It's about nurturing your body and mind so they stay resilient and vibrant for decades. Imagine reclaiming years of vitality, feeling younger with each passing day, simply by embracing habits that protect your telomeres and strengthen your cells. That's the power you hold. Sarah's story shows that living longer isn't about genetics alone. It's about the choices you make daily. It's about giving your body the chance to heal, renew, and thrive. And the best part, you don't have to wait until retirement to start turning back the clock. Every mindful breath, every healthy meal, every step you take is a gift to your future self. Living longer and better is not a distant dream. It's a journey you can begin today. The power of community longevity isn't just about what you eat or how much you move, it's deeply social. Humans are wired for connection. Our relationships shape our happiness, our resilience, and even how long we live. Studies show that people with strong social ties live longer and healthier lives. It's not just a nice bonus, it's a vital ingredient. Sarah discovered this truth firsthand. After retiring, she felt a longing, not just for freedom, but for connection. So she joined a local gardening club, a simple choice that blossomed into something beautiful. Surrounded by people who shared her love for nature and growth, she found not just friends, but a new family. They laughed together, shared stories, helped one another through tough times, and celebrated life's small victories. Volunteering became another doorway to connection. Giving back to her community gave Sarah a renewed sense of purpose and belonging. She wasn't just passing time. She was weaving herself into a vibrant tapestry of lives intertwined. This sense of community lifted Sarah's spirit, reduced her stress, and gave her a reason to get up every morning with a smile. When you surround yourself with people who lift you up, inspire you, and share your values, you create an environment where longevity can thrive. Because we don't just live longer when we're healthy, we live longer when we're loved. What if you start tomorrow? Here's the most powerful message of all. You don't have to wait. Today can be the day you start rewriting your story. Imagine waking up tomorrow with the choice to change. Imagine 20, 30, even 50 more years filled with laughter, travel, learning, and love. Picture yourself surrounded by people who matter, doing what lights your soul on fire. It's not some distant fantasy, it's within your reach. You might feel unsure, overwhelmed, or afraid. That's normal. But every great journey begins with a single step. What if that step is as simple as deciding, right now, to live differently? To prioritize your health, your happiness, your time. Sarah once told me, "I traded fear for freedom. I traded stress for joy. And every day, I'm grateful I chose to live, not just exist." Her words hold a promise for all of us, that it's never too late to choose life on your terms. That you can escape the trap of endless work, exhaustion, and regret. That you can build a life bursting with purpose, peace, and yes, years that stretch far beyond what you imagined. Now it's your turn. You can live beyond 120 years. It's not just a dream, it's waiting for you. The choice is yours. The moment is now.